Welcome to Secrets of a Bridal Seamstress podcast, where we hear stories from fellow seamstresses just like you. We're able to share their success stories. We learn from wedding industry pros for the best business tips, and we get to hear from fellow sewists and crafters to hopefully inspire our creativity and our love for sewing. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're a bridal seamstress, I'd also like to invite you to check out our Bridal Seamstress business membership. We have a community of women that can testify to the power of genuine connection, friendship, vulnerability, the power of our six-figure seamstress method, and a genuine connection found in a business mentorship like this. All right, let's dive into the episode. Hey friends, welcome back to Secrets of Bridal Seamstress podcast, our Six-Figure Friday mini episode series. These are designed to give you a little pep in your step in your business. So we want to give you something to think about over the weekend and maybe put into practice on Monday. And today's topic, it might be kind of tough to hear. I'm talking to myself, not to you. Maybe you already have this going in your business and you're going to be listening and you're thinking, okay, I'm already doing this. It's working out great. My back is all the better for it. But I have a feeling that some listeners, I will say most listeners, need this friendly reminder that six-figure seamstresses have a wellness routine. Ooh, and you might be thinking, listen, it's busy season. I am just focused on getting this dress done, getting it out the door. This bride is kind of stressing me out. So this is all that I have time for. And if I think about wellness, my wellness activity is not making me money, so I don't have time for wellness, okay? If you're thinking that, I can guarantee you're not alone, but I hope to convince you that by adding just a few of these little stretches or mini walks or even gym classes to your routine, you're actually giving yourself more energy and breathing new life into your body after a long day bent over the sewing machine, okay? So I'm gonna start with some easy things that you can add to your day that doesn't involve running a marathon or like lifting heavy weights, if that sounds intimidating to you. But just some things that you can include in your daily routine. And then I'll talk about like how to have this be part of your weekly habits or like your weekly routine. And it isn't just all about like working out or movement. Wellness includes like what you eat, your mindset. Like, are you giving yourself time outside of your studio or your sewing room, even in the middle of busy bridal season? Okay. So the first thing that you can do, it's free and it's literally a breath of fresh air, and it is just going for a walk. Okay. Pack your walking shoes if you have a professional studio. If you work from home, have your walking shoes nearby so you can have that be a reward after you finish something tedious, like, okay, once this hem is done, or once I pick all the lace off, I'm going to put my walking shoes on, and I'm just going to take one lap around the block. So your first goal is not to like run 2 miles, but just take a lap. Okay, go for a little walk around the block. If you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear, it's such a good book. And this is kind of where I'm coming from when it comes to like just putting the shoes on. So James Clear talks about how our life changes with these tiny little habit changes, not huge decisions, right? So it doesn't start by running a marathon in the middle of, the busiest sewing week, but it could start by just putting your walking shoes on and taking a lap around your studio building or around your neighborhood in the middle of a busy day. So that's what I want you to think about actually for this whole episode, are just these like little atomic habits that you can include. And I'll also include that book link in our show notes. This is one of our SBS book club reads. We've read it a couple times because it's so good. But that's what I want you to think about as we're talking about a wellness routine. It doesn't have to be this huge, heavy duty, upheaval, but just small steps that you can include in your daily or weekly routine. So go for a walk. Have that be something that is just part of your daily routine. If you check off 3 or 4 items off your to-do list or sewing tasks off your list, put on those walking shoes and just take a lap around the block. What that's going to do is just like reset your muscles. Even just the thought of like getting up from the sewing machine, right? And like, okay, putting the shoes on and just moving and looking farther into the distance, walking as opposed to like staring down at the dress in front of you. That even is good for your eyes, right? You're looking at like, okay, the view of the trees or the skyline or whatever, or the horizon, instead of like staring in front of you. It's just a complete body reset. And it can also remind you that there's life outside of the sewing studio that you can look forward to joining after you finish your work, okay? So just add a little walk to your routine. Another way to add wellness to your everyday routine is to stretch. So just like you're giving yourself that little, reward of going for a walk, maybe set a timer, or after you complete a couple more tasks, get a little stretching in. So have, just the same stretches over and over that you're committed to every day, which is like rolling your shoulders back. I can't talk about it without like doing it. So you're rolling your shoulders back and forward. Maybe you're stretching your neck, your arms are going over your shoulders and just getting a nice deep breath. And again, it's just kind of resetting your body instead of like pushing it through the motions. I know, like, I'm closing my eyes and I can picture listeners who have been so stressed to get things cleared off their line that they cannot even remember the last time that they stretched. Because we tell ourselves that it's going to take too much time to take a walk around the building, or to pause and stretch, or to pause and literally breathe. That's a waste of time. So I'm going to get more done if I just stay hunched over my machine and just crank out one more task on this dress, right? And then what happens is you get through an 8 or 9 hour day and your body has been in that same position all day and you wonder why you're cranky, okay? So just add some stretching to that routine. Another thing that's really fun is to have like a dance party playlist ready to go on your phone. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I cannot get this zipper, or something is just irritating, or maybe you're actually having a great sewing day, but you just haven't moved in 4 hours from your sewing spot, get up, put your earbuds in, turn on like the dance party playlist and just dance it out. And what you're doing is you're just shaking, you're releasing all this kind of pent up energy. And you're letting loose. You're like literally loosening up your body and your mind. And it's like a reset for your mind and your body. So this 100% needs to be part of your wellness routine. Don't worry about the marathon. Just start dancing in your studio. And I promise you'll feel better for it. This next tip doesn't have to do with like working out or really moving your body, but this, I don't know, I include this in my wellness. Sometimes I have to get up and like clean up my workspace. If I've been focused on a sewing project and I'm like, oh, getting so stressed, sometimes what feels so good is getting up, running the vacuum, or like getting the cleaning wipes and like going over my sewing machine and just making sure all those little bits of thread are gone and just, a nice clean surface. Or if I can clear up my work table, oh, that's so satisfying, right? And then it's like, okay, we're starting over, and your mind is clear. You have a clear workspace. You can see surfaces again, and it feels so good. And that is 100% included in your wellness, okay? Now, if you're feeling a little adventurous and you're like, I've been walking and I've been stretching, give me something more. Okay, I will. Find a gym. Okay. Ooh, some of you are like, okay, let's turn this episode off. But find a local gym that's close to work. So that for some of you, that's like close to home. For others, if it's like, if you leave home to go to work, have your gym be close to your studio. And that's where mine is. I literally cannot drive home without driving by it. So it's like, I see it on the side of the road. Like, look, I'm not pulling in there. Instead, I'm going to get takeout on the way home or whatever. Actually, my favorite Thai takeout place is like right next door to my gym. So it's very dangerous. But join a gym that's easy to get to and start simple. Like sign up for a class or get on the elliptical. That's like, if Duran kind of makes fun of me because if I just like go to the gym and it's like, I don't feel like thinking, I don't really want to put too much effort into this. I have like a princess cardio or cardio princess day. And it's like, I'll just spend some time on the elliptical. I might go on the stair step or I don't know, but minimal thinking involved. Okay. Do that. Just start with that. I also love to sign up for classes because, and this might not resonate with you, but I feel like really guilty if I don't show up and I've signed up for it. I feel like the instructor is going to be disappointed in me, even though they don't care. But the gym actually does charge me if I miss a class, so there's also that too. But that might be a motivator for you, is signing up for like a Pilates class or a yoga class, something low impact if you're just getting started. But you're forcing yourself to do the thing and it's on the calendar and you can do this. The thing is, we always think that we don't have any more time in our schedule. Like we couldn't possibly squeeze in one more thing. We couldn't possibly squeeze in a walk around the block. Are you crazy? We couldn't possibly squeeze in an hour yoga class or prepping food. That's another episode, so I'm not going to talk about food today. But actually, we do have time for it. You have time for what is important to you. So that's kind of what I want you to take away from this little episode is your personal wellness worth it enough to you to like make time for it? And how much time can you put into it this week? Like literally starting on Monday, can you spend 10 minutes on taking a walk? Or can you spend 5 minutes on having a little dance party, in your studio? Do you have an hour to put into a yoga class or just there are classes at gyms where like you stretch, you sit there and you stretch with people. Can you do that? Can you sign up for a jazzercise? That'd be so fun. I really want to find a shuffle, like an adult shuffle dancing class. And I have yet to find one. And I don't want to do tap. Okay, it's different. That's what I keep hearing. We have tap. It's not the same. Anyway, I digress. Find something fun that you can do once or twice a week and have it be a routine. So if you're going to take that little stretch break, have it be the same time every day. So it's a routine. If you can head to the gym, have it be the same class schedule twice a week. It's a low commitment, but you're sticking to it because your wellness is worth it. Okay. I'm not going to get into the food piece. That's going to be the next episode. But you're worth it. And let me tell you, your body is going to work better and harder and stronger for you if you take care of it. And if you say, you're doing such a good job sewing for me, I'm going to give you a little break and let you see the daylight and let's go outside for a walk. Okay. Your body's going to want to work longer for you once you give it some fresh air. Okay. So if you are like, oh, actually, I already have a wellness routine and it's working for me, please let me know in the comments, drop it below. Listeners would love to hear that too, and learn from that. So please share it with us. If you're on my email list, reply to one of my emails and tell me what your wellness routine is, because I'd love to share it with listeners if it's something that we can all dive into. It doesn't have to be something huge or life-changing. It just has to be that one small step toward your well-being. Also, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Listen to it or have the paper copy. It's so good. That's also part of your wellness. Okay. All right. I will see you next Friday. Let me know what you're doing to take care of yourself this week.